Alrighty. Gosh, I look awful. Gotta fix the lighting in my room. Hold on. Probably should have done that before going live, but you know, I'm a bit sporadic sometimes. Yeah, what's good, guys? What's going on? Just wanted to pop in and see if anyone joins. Most likely not, but this will be a video, as all of my other streams on the channel. So just wanted to check in and say hello. Hope everyone's doing well. It's what, Saturday? I think. It's gonna be Sunday soon. But yeah. I'm trying to style up my hair a little bit. It reached a point where I have a little bit of a don't know what you'd call it, but hair's growing a little bit. So I can style it up a little bit. Another month is where it'll be sweet spot. It's kind of still like in an awkward phase with the length of it, but I'm digging it. I've always enjoyed like this length look. Okay, I have to shave though. This is the one thing I hate being a guy, the facial hair. It's and just like body hair. Like I tend to kind of shave everything, and I don't want to be as, yeah, that could be a little TMI, but man, I shave a lot. The only hair I like, this. That's about it. Yeah, as you can see, I got some stubble, but yeah, it's gonna be another boring little late night live stream, but yeah, I hope everyone's doing well. Hope you guys are having a good one, and yeah, today was a bit of a one of those days, I guess. Worked out a lot, and then hung out with a good friend for a few hours. That was fun, but nothing insanely, like, you know. 2 nights ago now, I uploaded the new Station Lodge video, and yeah, so that's on the official Station Lodge channel. I have it linked. I have the channel linked on this account. If you scroll down, you see Station Lodge and Buddy Artificial. Oh, and thanks to the 4 or the 5 subscribers on the Buddy Artificial channel, the Buddy Holly AI cover channel, because of, well, copyright and stuff. So you won't be seeing any new Buddy Holly AI covers on this main channel, but you will see them specifically on the Buddy Artificial channel. Yeah, people are great, but you know, gotta do what you gotta do. Just love creating, and even if copyright issues exist, and they do, I try to abide by the rules as best as I can, because, you know, it's not going to stop me making art. I create art. I love expressing myself in that way, and a lot of you guys get a kick out of it. A lot of you guys enjoy the Buddy Holly AI stuff, and why will copyright issues kind of intimidate my artistic expression, you know, because it's an art form. I love it. Mixing audio is an art form. You know, I dabble with Audacity, the software, free software. So it's limiting, but it's great. Audacity with mixing audio and learning how to mix audio, you can use Audacity and get by very well. It's just how you use it. And again, I'm not going to sit here and say I know how to mix audio. I don't. I do not. But comparing just in the last few years, me being on Audacity, I have gotten really good. I know a whole lot more with mixing audio and even just like making music and recording stuff. I'm getting better, but I have a long way to go. And I'm only just getting started. I just want to get better from here on out. And with the AI covers, with my little endeavors with music making and stuff, if you could even call it that, I just want to get better. Because I feel that that need to express and to make songs and to create, I just, you know, sell myself short sometimes, and I just talk myself out of creating stuff. And because it's a process, um, to say the least. But when you make art, and it's like drawing, you know, if you draw a nice portrait or something, you feel happy. You feel like, you know, you did something special, you know. If you're happy with your art, that is one of the best feelings, that satisfying feeling of creating a video or drawing of, you know, on paper, or painting, or learning a new skill and crafting it, and or refining your tools and stuff. It's a really satisfying, gratifying. Is that the word? It's a really good feeling when you feel like you nailed it, you know. Um, and you know, that's the best feeling. But yeah, it was just kind of just a meh day. I worked out a ton. Um, Worked out a lot. I went all out on my aqua bag earlier. Was doing it in bursts. I tend to just kind of just like punch it to where I get really tired. So for people who don't know, um, I love to punch this aqua bag. I just do it for cardio. I don't do it just because like I want to learn how to box. Um, I feel like the more and more I do it, I get better, and my knuckles, because I sometimes punch it like without boxing gloves, so it feels like you're punching like cement. Sometimes it can feel really bad. So if you see right here, so some of these wounds are from my cat, but my knuckles, how they're red, I literally just punch it like without um, wearing gloves, wearing the boxing gloves. I got 10-ounce boxing gloves. They're very beautiful. I got them from last year, Christmas, for my father. That was one of the Christmas presents I received. Um, and they're just great. You know, they're good for training or for anything, boxing related. Um, but with punching this aqua bag, I just punch it until I gas out. Really, like I like wail on it, and we have it set up in the house where it's hanging from like a beam. It's hanging from like one of our studs in the ceiling, and it's out in the living room. Realistically, I should have had it in my bedroom, so you know it's not making a ton of ruckus. But I don't do it much. I don't really work out. I don't go all out like how I feel like I should, but we're working out is something I've done for the last 3 years, I can safely say. I've incorporated working out the last 3 years. Best 3 years of my life. If it wasn't with working out, if it wasn't for working out and getting into shape, um, I don't know where I would be at in life. I don't know where I would be at. It's one of those little things that turned into a big aspect in my life, that I didn't know I truly needed. I did not think I really needed, because I thought, okay, I could just be me, like, without being fit or fit. I'm not gonna sit here and say, like, I know how to eat healthy, I know how to do this and do that. I try to eat better. I try to work out daily. I try to walk daily. I just literally, like, half an hour ago, I was outside walking, and like my legs are in the best shape. Like, I have like thick legs. Like, I hate to sound weird, but like, you know, and sometimes I tend to beat myself up, if I feel sad in the moment because of circumstances or because of something that gets me down. And then I have to always tell myself, the fuck was that? I don't know if you heard that, but train horn in the background. Um, but whenever you're sad, always say to yourself, like, but I did this, I did that, I did the other thing, I did, we tend to beat ourselves down, but you have to then bring yourself back up by saying, well, yeah, I'm struggling in this department, but in this other aspect, like, I'm excelling, I'm succeeding very well. And you have to always tell yourself, like, you're striving and you're working hard towards something that you want to get better at. And as long as you can say to yourself, you can look yourself in the mirror and say, like, I'm trying to do better, that's all you need to do in life, is to try. Because we don't always succeed. We do fail. We fail a lot. I failed many times when it comes with, being social around people. Sometimes I fail, or sometimes I, you know, fall a bit short when it comes with doing something or with honoring your word. Like, now I'm just trying to do uh, much more, much more in my life. Um, and I've mentioned this many, many times. I feel like, you know, I tell myself I'm not doing enough. And that could be true. That could be true, with many things, being more social, or wanting to be more ambitious, with wanting to um, make a name for myself or do something else in my life, with my life. And I am checking off all these boxes one by one, but it still feels very slow. The process is very slow. And I feel like it will always be slow. We can't sleep and then wake up and you got money in the bag and you got, happiness out the wazoo and this and that. But as long as you are trying and you are succeeding slowly, that's all. That's all you need. But sometimes, at least for me, I can only speak for me. I'm not trying to put words into other people's mouths and trying to tell you guys how to live your life and how to think. This is just strictly how I think and what I go through. So take anything I say with a grain of salt, and just that. Just know that. Uh, because I feel like I say a lot and I don't really have a disclaimer, like, oh, well, don't really listen to me because I'm still learning about myself. I'm still learning. So anything I say, just take it with a grain of salt. Always. Um, this is just how I think. Whenever I'm down or whenever I'm in my head with weird things, weird thoughts, or when I feel like I'm not good enough, when I feel like I'm not good enough. Um, but all of us are good enough. We just feel like when we're sad, we always pick apart the negatives and all of the um, insecurities that all of us do have, even if people don't want to admit that. We all have insecurities. That's a fact. We got opinions, but we got facts. And we all have insecurities. Some people are insecure to admit their insecurities. And I feel like I've grown so close to being online that I look at this as a form of expression, as I mentioned, with making art, with doing anything type of filmmaking, or, you know, it's my second home. This is my second home. Even if strangers judge me, call me names, say this, say that, I've been through the ringer. I've been through it all on here at an early age. So I'm glad. I'm glad I was, I guess you could say, cyberbullied. All of us online have been cyberbullied. You can't escape it. You signed up for it. This is online. This is internet. This is the real deal. People will say harsh things and not apologize for it. And then there's people like me. I'm a bit sensitive sometimes. I think too deeply. I tend to, at least, naturally. But I push past it and I still just express myself, even knowing the risks behind of being expressive online and not, I wish, part of me wishes, but at the same time, like, I'm glad I'm kind of open with my stuff, because you get what you get with me. You get what you get with me. If you meet me, you know what you're getting yourself into, because I just say stuff and, you know, but I'm trying my best to just be more real, because sometimes I feel like I can just play a role and just have a persona activated, and it makes me feel like I'm lying to myself, or it makes me feel like I'm lying to other people, um, even though I don't mean to. I don't mean to um, act a different way. It's just like a defense mechanism. That's how I look at it, as like anxiety, I would say, is like a defense mechanism. And then when you're anxious, you're not thinking about being your real self around people. You're thinking of how to get over and how to survive. You're like surviving, in the moment. And yeah, that's a tough pill to swallow, knowing like sometimes when I'm around people, I want to have a good imprint on anyone I come into contact with. But sometimes some people get the anxious me, and it can come across like I'm lying to people, because, but I don't mean to, because anxiety just kicks on whenever it wants to. And I'm used to it. I live in it, and I'm glad I have it, because it's molding me in a way I never thought I could see myself as, a better, stronger version of me. And that's just the truth. And this is what I mean, though. So, whenever you're upset, whenever you're questioning stuff about you, about yourself, and like, oh, am I doing enough? Even though I know I'm doing stuff, but it doesn't feel like the progress is as fast as I wanted it to be, or whatever. Just know, as long as you are trying to be a better person, as long as you are trying, you're already winning. You're already succeeding. You're already hitting your goals. It's just at a slow pace, and that's okay. That's okay. Yeah. So, because again, I can't speak for anyone else, but I know I'm not the only one who can think a bit deep sometimes. What do I mean by that? I don't know. Anything that is kind of like attached to some sort of emotion like sadness or depression, I tend to overanalyze those things. Something that holds weight to, like a relationship or someone else's issues or um, my path in life, you know. I feel like sometimes I'm on the wrong path when I know I'm just going through life, you know. So sometimes it's okay to feel these things. It's natural to question your path in life if you feel like you chose the right path or maybe you didn't, you know, and you're having a little bit of regret or anything. Or if you're very happy with the path that you're on, but then you question, what if, you know? And that's what I mean, deep thinking. You're obsessing and you're over analyzing it, and that's what I view as deep thinking. Um, you can picture like, I almost poked myself in the eye. You can picture yourself in other scenarios. You're thinking that deeply, you know, and yeah, it's hard to turn that off because it's just a part of you, you know. And I don't know. I don't think it's just like it's a guy thing or something to deep think. Don't think it's based off of that at all. I just think it's based off of your personality. Um, but I've always struggled with that a little bit. And the more and more I'm getting older and stuff, like I'm thinking about that a whole lot more. Um, and you know, why am I even saying any of this stuff? I don't know. I really don't know. I told myself I wanted to go live every single day almost, and you know I've been trying to be as consistent as I can. Why? I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe it's just to make myself more less scared with going live and saying stuff because it's like, yeah, I don't know what it is. I feel like, you know, anyone who watches me, you know, sometimes when I'm trying to be funny or when I'm trying to be different, um, you're not getting real me. You're not. You know, you're getting a different version of me, the entertaining side of me, whatever that is. And yeah, so me going live is literally the closest to real me that you guys will ever see. And I'll take that because that's the closest, and I'll take it. And I hate feeling always, I guess, my personality online being goofy and happy all the time because that's not the true interpretation of me or the true definition of me. It's a mixture, you know, like all of us. We're all a mixture of happiness and sadness and anger, confusion, you know, being scared of the unknown, being scared of little endeavors that I'm slowly finding myself in. And I think I gotta lay down. Oh my gosh. How long have I been live? 24 minutes. I look awful. Oh my gosh. This whole time, I'm like ranting and just talking, and I look like a complete mess right now. Like, I took a shower just a couple hours ago, too. Pardon the way I look. Like, I know I look really weird right now. But, yeah. I've always been this way. Um, But I feel like whenever I'm going through something, I need to express it in video form. And some info is best left offline. I understand this. I completely understand it. Um, but I feel like you guys are like family. So me being vulnerable in the public is, I'm learning to just embrace that more because you guys are really really cool, and I'm not gonna. Yo, what's up, guys? Psycho Joe C here. Welcome back to another video. Well, today, guys, we're gonna be drinking a brand new drink, Tasty Time with Joe drink review video. Oh my gosh, it's just so cool. It's really tasty. I'll give it a 5 out of 10, maybe a strong 7 out of 10. Week 6. You can get that. Anyone can do that. But truly just talking about your life and this and that and the other thing, it's just, it's a different thing. It's a different beast. I don't know why. I don't know why. Maybe it's real, because it's real. And I can say this, and I fall into it because I do it all the time. I try to show the best version of me, even if I'm faking it, because I want to make people happy. And sometimes you can't do that. Sometimes because you can't please everyone already, so why do that all the time? You can strive to leave a positive message out there in the world, or say something that will strike a chord in someone, and it'll influence many people possibly into being better, or maybe I can help someone out because of this little live stream or just a couple of my videos, and the domino effect of positivity and the good feelings you get behind it is awesome. But life is not sunshine and happiness. It's not. It sucks sometimes. Absolutely sucks. And I hope to be a little bit of an escape for some people, even if it's because of a song or one of the videos that I make and the videos that I will always make. It's just you can't escape reality. You can't escape it. So for some people to always put on this mask of positivity, it's just not only fake, but it's just not the definition of life. Yes, make the best of it and enjoy it, even in the sadness, but also understand all the emotions, that go with it. Am I even making any sense? I don't know. I don't know. I'm just kind of just shooting the shiz. Just chitting the chat, shooting the shiz. And if I make sense, well, I make sense. If I don't, well, I embarrassed myself for almost 30 minutes. But I don't know. Do I have water in here? No, I don't. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna get some water. I'll be right back. I am back. I look like crap right now. Oh my gosh, dude. And this is another thing. Um, most influencers only want to show you their best selves, their best versions of themselves online, um, including me. But I don't want to fall into that category all the time because, again, it comes across not fake, but again, it's an alternate reality. And this is what I mean by social media acting and feeling like it's a completely different world because it's all, I don't know, uh, a circus, an act, Hollywood, um, acting. Um, and it's a mixture of everything, but like people on Instagram always showing off their best selves. Yeah, if it makes you happy, post it, you know. But I feel like we should allow or we should normalize just being yourself online, you know. And some people do this, like just shit in the chat. If I say something wrong, well, too late. I already said it, you know. And maybe tomorrow I'll think in a different way, you know. Maybe my opinions will change tomorrow or the next day, you know. But just not being scared to just say something, even if it's a little bit negative, or the opposite of sad or happy, I should say. Um, just you know, I'm really tired right now, so I don't even know what I'm saying. I don't even know if I'm making any sense at all. But coming with, I guess, experience, a little bit of experience. Um, like on my Instagram, I only post photos that I look okay in, you know. But the majority of them, I look like weird. I look extremely um, unappealing, if that makes sense. Like unattractive or anything of the sort. And we should be more accepting with people instead of bringing people down just because of how we are online. And I have a pretty good example. Um, Etika, live streamer, YouTuber. I think he was on Twitch, and I believe he got banned or something. I don't know the whole story. But Etika was a live streamer, an entertainer, and he was, I could safely say he was targeted. He was made fun of because he was different. Just because of him being different or sporadic online, but he was an entertainer. You could tell Etika was so passionate with what he was doing, and sadly, this is a pretty extreme example. This isn't a common thing, thank God. Um, but it could happen, and because it has happened many times. But because of the severity of what he was going through, you know, in his personal life, and because of him being so open online, and because of just he was mentally unwell. He was mentally unwell, but people who were calling him names and just being evil, evil, calling him the craziest things. He took his own life because of And I'm not going to blame. This is not the blame game. This is just, it goes to show that words hold more weight than we think. And that's why I say, don't take what I say so seriously, because when I'm emotional, I say things that can make no sense, or I'm just completely flat out wrong. And please, if I said anything in this video, call me out, because I will understand then, you know, if I'm over the top a little bit. But in this case, Etika, I never watched him. I heard of him. I would watch his clips online, him like reacting to a Nintendo game being launched or something, like Super Smash Bros. I think he was big into Nintendo and the Switch and stuff. That's the whole like Joy-Con boys thing in his bubble, in his circle. But yeah, because of him being, he convinced himself he could not bounce back with what he thought was bad going on in his life. And he literally made a video titled "I'm Sorry," and he apologized to everyone. And then a few hours later, they found his body, basically at the bottom of a bridge in New York. And it was just so sad. This happened in 2019, 6 years ago. And and you could tell he was going through so much, and people did not care. They called him monkey. They called him, and he's black. He's black. People were being racist to him, calling him monkey, calling him this, calling him that, and just off the top, evil. Even if the people who were calling him names were kids and stuff, we should know better. We should know better. And I think about him a lot. I think about him a lot because he was so open online. Like, he was insanely open. Like, he would rant about stuff that he believed in, or, you know, he was just real. He was just real. And sadly, he was too real, because the internet looked at that as, nope, he's just another live streamer. And some people will not understand. Words have a lot of meaning. And why do I say this? I used to fall in line with name calling. And just recently, as in just like the last few years, I've been stripping that kind of behavior that I would do, where I would, and this wasn't, I wouldn't say this was reoccurring a lot, but I did it enough to understand that it's completely wrong, and no one should do it. For instance, and I'm just like confessing a sin. This is just me confessing a sin, because I'm being real right now. There's a live stream. This is a YouTuber, another YouTuber, Eugenia Cooney. She is a YouTuber, and she's been on YouTube for over a decade. She has issues. She has a ton of problems, and I guess you could say it's controversial, because people could debate how she really is online versus what's really happening behind the scenes and stuff, but so it's up for debate, you know. She has anorexia, she has a lot of mental health issues, sadly. It's very sad. It's a very sad scenario, and people have tried to help her out, to gain weight, to leave social media, to work on her health, because, it's only going to kill her. She's really young. Uh, she's like 30, I think. So she's pretty young, and she's been suffering from anorexia and ED. You know what that means. I'm not going to say it because YouTube does not like, the full thing. But, she's very pretty, and she has a lot going for her, but she's, she has some problems that everyone would love to see her overcome. But you know, so the one time, once or twice, I think 2 times technically, I would comment like something very rude online, and one of her fans said like, "How dare you do that?" And I was trying to justify what I was saying, you know, for calling her a name in the comment section. And I highly doubt Eugenia Cooney herself saw my comment, but it doesn't matter. She could. I don't know. Just that one comment could get to her, or to anyone. And yeah, so that's one of those little. That was the last time I realistically said anything harsh to anyone online. And this was 2023. So like the last 2 years. This is recent. This is kind of fairly recent. I've thought about it to where I completely eradicated how I talk to people online, or even think about people. You can judge people, but to then go on their channel to just say something is completely childish. And I know that because I was that. And I'm not happy with how I once was. And that's kind of why I keep up my old videos as a reminder to not be that person. Granted, I'm talking about me when I was 15 to 17 years old, and, well, 22 years old back in 2023 in that scenario with Eugenia Cooney. But yeah, I'm not proud of who I once was, and I always think about old me in a negative light. But you need the negative with the positive, and I look at old me as a thank you for being that person so that I could be who I am now. The person I am today. And I'm still learning about myself, and I see some improvements, but as I mentioned, it doesn't feel like I'm seeing enough. But that's okay. As long as I'm trying to do better, that's all you can do in life. So it just goes back to that. As long as you are trying, you are succeeding. Even if the past can still haunt you, you know currently what you're doing to not be that old you. Again, I'm only speaking for myself. I'm not putting words in anyone else's mouths or anything. This is just how I say and do. And take it for what you will, guys. But, I don't know. My phone's at 5%, literally at 5%. So I'm going to end this live stream very shortly. Um, but so as long as you are trying to become a better person and you're willing, you're wanting, you're craving to be said better person, there's nothing to be sad about them. There literally isn't. So the sadness should realistically come and go. And it does for me. I still get sad. Just a couple hours ago, maybe like an hour and a half ago, 2 hours ago, I went out for a walk. I'm like, I gotta reset myself right now. And I go out for walks to kind of unwind a little bit, to talk to God a little bit. And question, like where I'm at right now currently in life. And it always comes back to, well, I'm trying. And I'm only going to try even harder, as the months go on, because, just have to honor what you set out to do. You have to honor your promises. You have to honor what you set out to do in life, for yourself or for anyone else, and for God, obviously, if anyone is religious. But yeah, I think that's where I'm gonna leave it off. I love you guys so much. I'll still be on here a little bit. Well, maybe not. A good night to you too, Leo. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, Leo. But thank you. Thank you for being here. You have yourself a good night now. Yeah, I'm literally at 3%, so I'm going to end the live stream. I've been live for almost 50 minutes. Me talking about, I don't even know. I don't even know. But yeah. I'm gonna eat some food, and I'm going to read the Bible a little bit. I've been doing that every single night. I've been reading one page every single night. And I'm gonna sleep, go to bed. But you have yourself a good night, Leo. And to anyone else watching and listening, again, if I said something out of line, that's not my goal. It's never my goal. I'm just speaking my mind in the moment, and me being tired and me being slightly emotional currently, maybe that's gonna go against me a little bit. I don't know. But stay strong, guys. I will see you when I see you in the next live stream or YouTube video. Bye-bye. Have a good night now. Have a good night. Thank you. You too. I will watch the first part of the live. Thank you. Well, I hope I made some sense in the first part, because I don't know. But phone's about to die. I'm gonna get going, and yeah, I will see you guys very shortly. Bye-bye. I love you all. Thank you for listening. If anyone even listened, I don't blame you for not. But yeah, bye-bye.